just lost 2% in the market this week. And here is a recap of all the positions that I took so you don't make the mistakes that I did. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the third episode of this series. I'm basically just going to go through a recap of all my positions that I took this week. I took 3 positions. I had 2 losses and I had 1 win. That would have pretty much put me at 1% profit, but because of commissions, slippage, and a position that I took last week that got triggered by accident, it's basically put me 1% down. But it is what it is, and we move. So yeah, let's get to the charts, and we'll show you what happened this week. So I had 2 trades that set up for me quite early on in the day. So on the charts right now, we've got this previous day low that I could see that was going to get swept anyway. So it's a really high level of liquidity, which is what I wanted. So once that got swept, all I was looking for was some kind of London session to start, liquidity sweep, and then into some kind of POI. So I will go through the reasons why one of them lost and how I can, go better or get better going forward. So if I just skip along for this position, so all we're waiting for is London session to start. Okay, London session has just started, and as you can see, we've just taken out Asia's low. So for me, all I'm looking at is some kind of high to be taken. For me, I did take this one, which in retrospect probably shouldn't have taken it. It is what it is. This was my actual strategy, which my rules for my strategy, that I should have allowed this one to be taken first. So I like for some kind of pullback or some kind of low or high to be created, it has to have 3 opposing candles break and close in that direction for me to consider that as a proper pullback. So as you can see, this one has 1. We have 2 breaking and closing, and then the third one, which this would have put the valid pullback. This one, however, only had 2. And the reason for this is I found a lot more profitability with this way rather than just doing 2 candles. Everyone has their own way, but this is what I have found to be the most profitability, the most profitable. And yeah, so going back, this is what I should have done, but it is what it is. So all we're having is we were literally waiting for some kind of break and close above this high. So I'm just going to skip it along, and we had a break and close above this high. And in my head I was thinking, okay, so where can I get involved in this position if it does have a pullback? So the only area I found, sorry, I'm going to sneeze. The only area I found was this 5-minute sell to buy, which swept the previous candle. Let me just zoom into this one, which you can see this wick swept out the low of this candle before moving, left in balance and liquidity just above, which if I just mark this out, this pretty much would have been spot on if it had taken out this actual pullback line, which I've got marked here. All I did was set my limit right on this one, and we have a 1 to 3, so let's just say it was like that. It's not going to matter because this one lost anyway. It's really, it just is what it is. And if we play price, you can see it just went straight through and took us out. So we had a 1% loss, but with commission and slippage, it ended up being like 1% plus $200. So something like that, something like that, $400 or something. But anyway, it is what it is. And then we move on to New York session. So my rules are I'm only going to allow myself 2 positions a day. If one sets up in London session and goes right, I'm done for the day. If I lose and then it sets up in New York, then I'll take that one as well. If that one loses, then I'm completely done for the day. 2 positions max a day, or 1 win. That's how it is. So now on this particular day, this was a Wednesday, we had CPI, which I did put on my shorts. If you're watching that, you'd have seen like all of my predictions on it, which did actually come true, to be fair. So yeah, let me show you play price ahead. So what we was waiting for was New York session to start. Right, New York session started. So on New York session, I was just waiting for some kind of 5-minute level of liquidity to be swept, which we can see was here. This was a valid because we have 3 or more opposing candles breaking and closing. So we had 1, 2, 3, we had 4 breaking and closing, so that's a valid pullback for me. New York session came in and swept that 5-minute level, and then it broke the high for me. So we had a market shift right there. All I was doing there, I was looking for a last POI that I wanted to get involved in. So we have this level here, this black candle here that swept liquidity. You could have argued you could have had it even more, but I like to take the entire sweep. So I just put it right here. We'll get rid of this previous one. And yeah, so we had it right here and our stops right here. So I always go for 0.3 points on Euro USD. It seems to work the best because if it does get swept, chances are it's not going to go in your direction anyway. And that's just purely for spreads. So we had a 1 to 3 here, and if I just play price, you can see it got tagged and eventually went straight and hit take profit. So we had 1 loss and 1 win. That put us up +2 for the week, which was brilliant. Okay, and then the next position, I'm going to fast forward it because it was on the, let me check right here. The only reason I'm using FX Replay is because I can actually skip the positions ahead, but I'm pretty sure it was on the 13th. It was on the 12th. Okay, so it was on the 12th. So all we're going to do is skip ahead to the 12th. Okay, easy thing to do. Next day open. What's that? The 10th. I'm going to go again. 11th. And we're going to go one more. It won't skip to that. That's a bit annoying. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So let's just go from here, and it may have been on this date because I know FX Replay and TradingView have the dates slightly backwards, which are a bit annoying. If not, I will just cut to it and go from there. Let me see. Do you know what's probably best if I do cut to it? But let's just play price ahead and see what time it is. Right. Well, the time is 11. Yeah, 11 o'clock. So that's no good anyway. Let's just skip price ahead and see what happens. Right, so it is going to let me have the 12th. I don't know why it wouldn't let me skip on that date. It was a bit strange. Is what it is. Right, okay, so I'm just going to mark out daily highs and daily lows because I know they're very strong points of liquidity. So that's all I'm going to do here with these really quick. Bear with me. Okay, so all I'm going to wait for is a previous day high or low to be swept. I'm just going to skip it now because we're on the right day. There we go. So we've had a previous day high swept. Okay, so we're now, London session has just done that. Beautiful. So all I'm looking for is some kind of change of character. Did we change here? No, we did not get, but we do have a relatively equal highs here, which was obviously everyone knows that's a really high level of liquidity. So I did not take anything along those lines. The only low for me would have been down here. So I know this is going to probably be a long-winded video. And when I get better at cutting, it'll be a lot quicker. So let me just slow that down slightly. So all I was waiting for is some kind of break and close. We did actually get a break and close here in London session. And then all I'm looking for on the 5-minute chart is some kind of level, some kind of POI, some kind of higher to buy to sell. For me, it would have been this one. The reason why I wouldn't have taken this, because you can see this essentially got mitigated by this wick straight into this area. So it's not really for me. And this one's too high. You can see from here to come up here, it's going to be 20 points, and to come up here, it's going to be 26 points. The chances of that getting tagged in are very low. I was very happy with this entry. I would have took this every single time. And all I had right here, this 5-minute last buy to sell, which had imbalance, and I would have just set my limit order for a 1 to 3. Let's just say that's a 1 to 3. It's basically 1 to 3. And you can see that nearly got tagged. We got tagged here, and it eventually just stopped me out, and it is what it is. But if I play price forward, you're going to be able to see that price eventually does go down and hit a profit. So that was really unfortunate. Again, I like to go for 0.3, but it stopped me out. The reason why it came into this area, not me, it was just this fair value gap here. This is what got tagged on this position, and if you did have that, then you know you would have won. But that's not my trading plan. I like to take very precise POIs. So yeah, this week I've had 2 losses and 1 win, so it would put me up plus 1% because I trade 1 to 3s. But yeah, because of spreads and slippage, it's basically, and the position that I lost last week because it got triggered in by accident, that was, you know, the company that I'm using to get funded, it just slipped. That is the reason why I'm down 1% now, but it is what it is. And yeah, hopefully going forward to this week will be a lot better. But I post everything on my shorts, so if you want to get involved in it, just for knowledge. You're more than welcome to like and subscribe. But yeah, thanks for watching for this long-winded video, and yeah, hopefully to see you in the next one, and should have better news on this closer to getting funded. All right, cheers. See you later. Bye.